congratulations on being inducted into the California Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you.
So, you're welcome. As we start our interview, could you tell us what individual had the greatest impact in your life concerning your wrestling career?
Okay, well, I can start off. There's probably kind of two. There's my first high school coach was really didn't know a lot about wrestling or anything, but he was just a good coach, and he got me started. And Jim Miller from Roy Grande. But when I went to Cal Poly, we had a number of coaches there, and of course, in my senior year, I was fortunate to have Von Hitchcock come in as my coach, and just such an inspirational, he's such a motivator and inspirational person. He definitely would have to be my biggest inspiration, my life as a coach and as a wrestler.
It's been an inspiration to a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Did you have any heroes or idols in the sport of wrestling when you were growing up?
Well, I don't know if it was when I was growing up, but during my wrestling coaching years and everything, and Rick Saunders was always, Rick Saunders was one of my heroes. I've watched him wrestle. He's probably one of the most exciting wrestlers I've ever seen, and just a little different type of guy, a free spirit and kind of different. He's a little bit like an outlaw, but he was just incredible wrestler.
He was. I enjoyed watching him.
Yeah.
What personal attribute do you think contributed to your success in the sport?
Well, I would have just to use the word perseverance. I don't think I never was a great athlete or anything, but I had a lot of drive and perseverance. I wouldn't quit. I was going to achieve my goals, and I would have to say that was one of the biggest parts of my coaching. Yeah.
I think you have to have it, or you don't last too long.
Yeah.
Sure. What's the most outstanding memory you have from your career, in a long career in the sport of wrestling?
Well, it'd probably in 1979, when our team at San Lorenzo won the North Coast sections tournament. It was a very tough tournament, and wrestling was at its peak at that time. I mean, every school had full programs. I felt it was just a great achievement. I had a wonderful group of boys there, young men there, and it definitely would have to be my highlight.
Yeah, that sounds like a great moment. What made you get involved in the sport of wrestling?
Well, when I first started out in wrestling, really wasn't starting out, but when I went to Arroyo Grande High School, I didn't even know about wrestling. It was kind of new in that area down there. And they had it for maybe 2 or 3 years prior to me, but I didn't even hardly know what it was. And so as a sophomore, I wanted to go out for a sport. I went out for basketball. So I was about 5'2", weighed about 110 pounds. And the basketball coach kind of looked at me and said, wouldn't you rather try something else? And he directed me to the wrestling room. I said, okay. And so I went into the wrestling room, and I'd always liked to wrestle around on the ground and everything when I was a kid and everything, and it was kind of natural to me. And I took to it right away, and I loved it. And my first match, JV match or something, I pinned the guy in 12 seconds, and that got me all charged up and excited.
You were hooked after.
Yeah, after that. I didn't use any moves, I just grabbed them or something.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
If you had the opportunity to start your career all over again, and you've coached for about 4 years or so, would you do anything differently?
Well, as a wrestler, I probably would have. When I was at Cal Poly, I was very young in high school. And I graduated, and I was 17 at basically in March, the last day of February. And I went to Cal Poly, and I was 17-year-old, and I would have redshirted a year because I was so very young and I was immature anyway. And I think I was just starting to come on in my senior year of college, and and it was suddenly it's over, you know, as far as that goes. And
One more year.
yeah, one more year. And
How about in your coaching career?
in my coaching, not a whole lot different. I would probably keep pretty much the same. I learned a lot through all the years from different coaches. I wasn't afraid to use other people's ideas. In fact, I tended to do that a lot. I'd pick up. I wasn't too proud to use good ideas from other coaches, and I think that helped me a lot in my career.
I think all good coaches have
Yeah.
taken from a lot of others, for sure. But what would you like people to remember about Neil Pugh?
Well, again, as a coach, I loved wrestling. I want people to know that I was a wrestling coach and all, but I loved all my wrestlers too, individuals, and win or lose, I was more and just as much concerned with how they did in life and how they're, even to this day, how they're doing, and they're like sons to me, and that's would be something I'd really want them to know, and I hopefully a lot of them think of me as like one of their dads too. So,
Well, I'm sure they do.
but
Once again, congratulations on being inducted in the California Wrestling Hall of Fame, and really enjoy your evening tonight.
okay, thank you very much.